well, you've been waiting for this for ages, which is the UFO hearing.
Yes.
This happened. And more importantly, we have actually managed to have a world exclusive.
Oh my God.
And I genuinely cannot believe I'm saying this, but the Fellas podcast once again is breaking ground.
That's what we do.
As we are the first podcast in the world to have an alien on.
Yeah!
Wow, look
65th
at
floor.
They come in different shapes and sizes.
Greetings, Earthling.
He's so big. Guys, I cannot believe what we are witnessing here. This creature is like nothing I've ever seen before.
How are we doing, fellas?
We are doing relatively well, actually, my friend. But I know Chip has been eyes locked on to all this hearing stuff. And on the plane, which is a whole nother story for in a bit, but on the plane, I was watching like a highlight reel of this UFO hearing that's happened. Can you explain to the people what the UFO hearing is and why? Because
Just before he gets cracking, by the way, I've had an amazing conversation with you 2 days ago, and you explained it in such detail. I was like, you must be the most knowledgeable person on earth about this topic.
It was good, to be fair. Like I just gave Reeve the whole space spiel.
Yeah.
Because I was hammered as well at the time. Reeve's completely sober, but it was good conversation.
But I loved it, man. It was good.
But anyway, David Grush, you've seen it. I think you've seen it.
I have now, yeah.
well, he knows all about it now.
Anyway,
You locked me in the corner, mate.
he was like a high-level intelligence officer. He actually worked specifically in like a UAP department in the American government. One that wasn't even like classified.
What does UAP mean?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Okay.
The new word for UFO.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't remember why they changed it,
Just so it sounds more realistic. If you say UFO, everyone just thinks like
I
cartoon.
think there's a bad.
There's a
I'm glad
stigma
they
with it,
changed
isn't
it.
there?
There is a bad stigma around it. People think it's like a meme and stuff. But anyway, so for the first time in human history, because people always come out with UAP stories, everything, and they can say that, say, I know aliens exist. But something different about this was that they testified under oath.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what that is, it's where you put your hand in your heart and, it's like American shit and go, oh, yeah, well, I'm definitely not lying here.
But people do lie under oath all the time.
They do. But normally people are lying under oath when they're under pressure for committing a crime or some shit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys don't even need to be here. They've come here by choice to do this.
Okay.
And become a whistleblower. Testified, obviously, if he is lying. He'd be perjuring himself. He'd have to go to jail. But
That's
the one thing about this, though, is he still technically could be lying because the only way to disprove him is by kind of just revealing it.
Declassifying the intel.
Sensitive.
So what is he actually coming out that's different or like new or like what is he saying that is different from all the other shit we've heard?
Well, it's not really anything different. So the main point is that it is under oath. And he's a very well-spoken man. When you sit down and listen to him, you feel like you're listening to someone that actually knows their fucking shit and what they're talking about. He was saying that America have had a crash retrieval program for years. I think he said the first ever UAP encounter or crash was in Italy in the 30s.
Right.
And America got hold of that. I guess because they're a superpower and whatnot. But yeah, he's been saying there's bodies.
Like that's the alien bodies.
Well, he doesn't use the word bodies. He calls it non-biological. Or he calls it biological.
Non-human.
Non-human intelligence, NHI. That's what they'll just refer to in the broader spectrum. But then they were asking him about actual bodies, and he said they're biologics.
Yeah.
That was the word they used.
But it's probably referring, it could literally just be like bacteria.
It could be bacteria, but at the same time...
Nah, the only reason why I would say it might not be because the way the question was phrased to him by the actual person, literally asked him, were they human bodies or were they something else? And he was there like, no, they weren't human. They were non-human.
What was the question that he refused to answer? He said, I can't say that.
There was a couple.
You told me it.
Was it about the...
whether or not people have been killed?
But he alluded to it in a like smart way, I thought.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't tell you that information, but from the people I heard, I told them to go to the relative authorities.
Yeah.
something along those lines. So why would you tell them to go to the authorities if no one's been killed?
He sort of says, does he not sort of allude to the fact that like people had been physically harmed by these things as well?
He had, I think he had mentioned something similar to that. Like that,
but it was 3 people, right? It's not just one guy on the road.
I think Lieutenant Graves is another guy who's involved in like a big. Actually, it was the older guy. I think that was involved in the Tic Tac event.
Right.
That quite a famous a moment that came out like not super recent but recently, and then Lieutenant Graves, who I think was a pilot, and they've all just come and give like such amazing stories.
Is it still going on?
Is this true? I think the actual hearing's over.
Okay.
Like the main one, but now there's more stuff going to be coming now because other whistleblowers, other people are going to become whistleblowers.
But when we had this conversation with you, she mentioned the other person in this conversation was Joel. We asked you what NHI implied. Like, could it be the equivalent of the intelligence of a tiger on an alien planet, or does it have to stand up to human intelligence?
I think non-human intelligence
it's not on par with humanity, right?
For us, would be something that we refer to as intelligent. But I guess, because we say dolphins and shit are intelligent.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I would say if it could pilot a craft, then it's not going to be. It's not going to be some tiger or.
The tiger just poked his head. I fucking knew it was these guys.
I think it might have even been Neil deGrasse Tyson that just tweeted saying, just to clarify, non-human intelligence could refer to. Oh no, it was the biologics bit that he referred to, saying biologics could mean anything, bacteria, this, that, and this.
Okay, but NHI fair, is like on par.
I feel like that's a bit unfair for him to say though, because biologics aren't going to crash land on a planet in a craft. Right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of what he's referring to.
Right.
It's going to be something that actually has some form of body.
It's like, and then there was another recent video which was filmed, and the way it was just headlined was like model films aircraft. I think she's on like a private jet.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. So like there's this, I don't know how new it is. It's the first time I've seen it, and I think I've seen most of them. But
as in like out the window?
If you type model films UFO.
So old when what's the word?
And this is so here we go. The most impressive UFO video ever. Right. Now watch this. I was looking at this and I was there like, okay, this is for the first time.
Nope.
Bro, for the first time, this isn't some toaster quality thing as well. Look at that.
Something I read.
Oh my
God.
Look
at that.
No, that one's
is that
this
fake?
Is one
bro,
of
that's
my,
a Pokemon.
One of my favorite ones, to be fair.
That has to be fake, bro.
In it? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a good video though.
Weird.
It is a good video. I remember when this
do you think
came
it's
out.
real? Is it real?
I mean, it could just be fake. Like, look at it. Look at it. Let me tell you the problem with the UFO community, right? We beg.
The one problem.
We beg for high quality videos, right? We're on our fucking knees saying we got 4K, this and that, this and that, this and that. The second we get them, we're instantly on it saying it's fake. It has to be fake.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to differentiate between.
How deep in the rabbit hole would you say you are in the UFO, UAP community? Because you just referred to you as we.
As we, yeah.
I would say I'm pretty deep. I don't ever talk on the community. I'm a lurker. Long time lurker.
Yeah.
But if I ever see some bullshit, I do get involved. Like,
what, on a burner account?
Well, yeah, so what?
Bro's got his
if
hater
someone's
chat.
chatting some absolute shit, I just have to come in and be like,
like what? What's some of the shit?
Like if somebody's just like grifting or just just genuine bollocks that
what's the Reddit username? UFO believer with like a 3 and a 4.
Bro, I'll drop it on my main, man.
On your main.
Yeah, I'm only ever posting on Stake or there. I would say I'm pretty deep in it.
But it is for me, and again, by the way, I could be wrong here, but there just doesn't seem to be the coverage that I thought this would get.
For such a huge...
This is a genuine,
I don't think
this, by the way, puts a lot of theories and things just in the bin. If there are aliens here, and like a lot of people, what they believe in goes into the mud.
Absolutely.
Like you were just wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I don't know, that actually might be one of the reasons why they aren't covering it as much, but it just feels like this is such a monumental moment.
That might be it, just because of the chaos it could cause from it actually being reality.
A lot of people are saying that it's just a distraction for something else to the government. It really annoys me though when they do that, because then it just takes away the progress we're making on this side.
Yeah.
But it is true, it usually comes in that sort of movement. It comes with some big news comes followed by for a distraction.
You could say
I don't
that,
think
but
you can use this as a distraction for anything, because this is the biggest news. This is not good as well.
Told me,
this isn't good for the world, in my opinion. Like, the world will crumble if they find out that there's intelligence on other planets.
Really?
A lot of religions. It'll be the religions.
Crumble or...
They won't crumble. I'm going too far there, but I think...
The world would be at war.
Intergalactic warfare. Get your ray guns ready, boys.
It also could just bring us together, as long as everyone can get over the fact that
it's like
certain religions might be wrong.
It's the equivalent of football tribalism, right?
Yeah.
And you got your local football team, Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. As soon as the Euros or the World Cup happens, England! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we see these aliens coming through our door.
Yeah.
So versus you, kiddo.
Look, you're telling me it's been a domestic league for a very long time, and we've just been introduced to the World fucking Cup.
Yeah.
Right, I love that.
They put us in the Champions League.
Now, there's a couple of conspiracies going around at the moment, or like theories, things that people in. Sorry, what were you going to say?
You told me you think full disclosure of.
I do think
it's going to be in the next year or two.
I do think it will come soon.
Yeah.
Those classified things being declassified?
So, I wanted to tell you about, one of the leading theories, it's kind of a theory, it's kind of not, there's no like science really backing this up, and obviously we don't have access to the files to know, but they kind of appear out of nowhere, and from all the reports and everything, they're all really weird shapes and objects, like a sphere inside a cube. Like, doesn't make sense. One of the ones from the hearing was a massive red box, just like the size of an airfield, just come out of nowhere over the sea.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What's that one? Sorry.
But like.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah,
What's
it was
this
a massive red box. It was from that hearing as well. If you type it in, it'll probably just come up straight off the bat.
No, flying
news.
Sky. Giant red
I think
cube.
you're looking at the second one there.
Yeah, this one.
The one. If it's
giant red cube UFO targets a military base.
Pages, man.
Yeah, because they always come up with so many fucking as red cube UFO. Yeah, this one was a bit of a weird one.
So what? They just said that. Well, explain what.
Yeah, UFO hovered over California Air Force Base in 2003. Congressional witness testifies, and it was the size of a football field.
What?
There are other ones,
mate.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we got to be scared then at this point.
Mate, but that's the thing that I'm
could
saying.
just be bollocks,
How would nobody else see that? You're talking about a football-sized UFO. This is no little fucking tic-tac knocking about the sky that you'd go, oh, fucking hell, mate, I'm hungover. What the hell was that?
Somebody even
this
like...
is huge.
Yeah,
and
you see that film?
I'm sorry, but it's red. They want you to see this. Like... I don't know. It just seems
like that one. That one seems far fetched to me. I mean, the only way someone wouldn't see it is if it was fucking in the desert. But it is over an Air Force base, so it could be in the desert.
And then, right. The thing about them saying it in a hearing is they're like, look, if you're trying to convince us that these things are real, saying there was something the size of a football pitch that was big and red is probably not the best way to convince people if you were lying about it. So then I'm there like,
why would bro lie about it?
Something ain't adding up here, man. It's so weird, but it's so exciting. Like seeing these videos, and you hear about the pilots. I was watching a bunch of videos on people being interviewed when particularly when they were like the fighter jet pilots that had seen this stuff and them describing it. I was just there like these guys just seem way too innocent to be like you said. You call them like grifters. Liars.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about
they're
the
like military men that have worked their entire lives to serve for people.
Yeah,
they're not just.
But they were under the control of the government.
That's also true.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second? So obviously this image you see on screen is obviously a location graphic of where all the sightings of UFOs have been.
And they're always America and UK.
Why is it that we've not got more of a densely populated bunch of sightings in areas that are still well developed? Some parts of Brazil, some parts of Asia are very well developed.
Yep.
But why is it mostly the United States, the UK, and Northern Europe? Why is it not anywhere else?
There isn't really an answer for that, but you could say that's not just the places where UFOs have been spotted, it's just where they've been reported.
Still.
So, it might be just that it's taken more seriously over in Western countries, which is us in America.
Would you not think, though? Imagine you're a country
and also,
that's
I do think most UFO sightings are just bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But imagine you have in a country, let's say in Asia.
Yeah.
Okay. You're less developed than a Western country, but someone comes to you with a very, valid reported sighting of a UFO.
Yeah.
Surely you're going to have that, and that's gold dust for your country
Mate,
and your country's image.
There are some of the best sightings in the world are from different countries. Like Brazil has some amazing ones. They're all over. Like the craft that the craft that the craft that David was talking about was that first ever landed was in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to see what qualifies as a reported UFO sighting. Is it fucking Karen calling up going, you'll never guess what I've just
bullshit
seen?
call.
Hey, Donald Defoe, I seen the frying pan across the sky. Early on, man.
Such a bunch of crap about a lot of them.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to see what the threshold is, and it would be. I'd like to see it filtered by ones with video proof, or what they believe
seems to be more dense in cultures that appreciate UFOs, though.
Yeah.
So they're not just going to be shunned and turned away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you said it in a different country that wasn't as
shut up, man.
they might be like, you are trying absolute fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in the community, or a lot of the higher figures in the UFO community right now, are saying when it does come out, it's going to be a bit of an unsettling one because it's not what people are expecting.
Damn.
So
what, as in
and
the aircraft?
and people are discussing at the moment like in the community, they're all thinking like, when it does come out, what are you guys thinking this unexpected thing about it will be? Some people are thinking it'll be the fact that we were really far ahead on tech and we've never revealed that to the point where we might have free energy. Others think that it could be that our reality is not exactly how we perceive it. So, because most of the crafts seem like transmedium craft where they can traverse Earth's gravity, atmosphere, space, water, all in the same way and not be unaffected.
Yeah.
So, like one of the stories, or is like, what is it, like a Cat 4 hurricane, and what the UFO just
chilling in it,
unaffected.
Bro, they were flexing. They're just flexing on us like, you lot couldn't do this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you said it was an element to gravity propulsion.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's like Bob, the thing that Bob Lazar says he stole as well.
In
like
depth
115. That's where that's like the big thing that he says he got rated over, right?
Yeah.
And this is like what makes them tick.
I wonder. Have you seen the video of Bob Lazar recently? Where it's this one where he's goes to the camera and he goes.
I was told.
Wait, Chip, can you relink it to me so I can get it up?
I did. Yeah,
But it sounds like the coldest mic drop.
Well, it's cold because he's nerdy.
He's like
it
an
just
old guy,
do you know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't hit the same.
It could be cold. It could be like that.
The content is cold, but
the main thing for him is by this hearing happening is there are probably like a few more facts confirming what Bob Lazar said from Bob Lazar being like
fully
unequivocally vindicated, like just
more
he was
affirmation
correct.
Yeah.
And the moment that happens, then I think the Bob Lazar Joe Rogan one that I watched and a bunch of his previous stuff, then you go, oh fuck.
Yeah, then that, because when we watch that episode, like, and even as somebody that kind of believes his story, you still watch it thinking, God, this must just be fucking bollocks. This guy must be chatting shit. And then over the years, especially the recent years, it's kind of been drip by drip, just been vindicated more and more. Like the bone scanner and stuff that came out. You know what I'm really sad about? And I feel like I missed, and I don't think I'll get another chance to do it. I really wish I went to Area 51 when we were doing the raid. Do you remember that when everyone just rocked up with the caravans?
Oh, when it was a big name.
Bro, they were doing barbecues and everything.
Oh, yes.
Naruto running outside the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be quite a cool place to do it though. We've been there. We know what the outside bit's like. Could you imagine having a little cookout there? Yeah. It'd be quite funny. Couple briskets.
Here you go. This is it. I've already listened to it, so I'm good.
Yeah. Just
it's like literally 15 seconds. Here you go. And I do wonder, like, has this guy literally just wait? He looks good, by the way, does Bob Brand.
He has been waiting for this.
Can't hear anything.
Oh dear.
One comment to say, Bob, on this congressional hearing. 2 days ago was a congressional hearing in Washington, D.C., which is making news around the world.
Sat there.
And if you had one comment to say, Bob, on this congressional hearing, what would it be?
I told you so.
I know what you mean.
It's like the nerdy version
the
of it.
content is cold, but he said it like the guy that is the boss of Mr. Incredible.
Well, it's like there's not
Bob.
really any confidence behind it. He's just kind of there, like
Yeah.
he's been told, like, yo, Bob, this would be hilarious. You should do this. But yeah, the whole UFO stuff has been pretty wild. I'm excited to see more of it come out. Is there going to be more, Chip?
Yeah, it should be. I think NASA have got a hearing coming up, but they'll fucking bullshit their way through it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely know more than we do.